Hey guys, I'm back in another video, and this time I'm going to be, again, doing something that I don't usually do. The last video I did was, YouTube gear and stuff, and this video is going to be a build guide for all of you who want to become a YouTuber, but don't have a good enough computer, or a computer at all to do this, all of that stuff. This is going to be just a build guide, not a build guide, but it's going to be a theoretical build guide, parts list stuff. The PC part picker link will be in the description where you can buy everything, and go price it out and all that. Now currently, right now, all of these parts combined is about $330 with mail-in rebates. Mail-in rebate, yeah. So this is gonna be, prices fluctuate, so it's gonna rise to maybe $350 in the future, max. $350 max. So this is gonna be a $350 console killer. Now this can game and do some light editing and can stream and record YouTube videos. Now this is around what I have, performance rise, so it'll give you a good idea of like all that. Now you can change if you want, if you don't want to look around for recording software. I recommend either OBS, or if you want something more simple where you can just press the record button, I recommend NVIDIA Shadowplay. But for NVIDIA Shadowplay, you will need a NVIDIA GPU. So I'll talk about that later. So let's get into it. Now, every computer needs a case that looks good. Now, the Xeon Xon-310BK Micro ATX mid-tower case has a very long name and is perfect for what we're putting in it. It's a micro ATX tower, it's a mid-tower. If it's micro ATX and mini ITX motherboards, which is mini ITX and ATX, you should never get those if you're doing a budget build. But micro ATX motherboards are really cheap and inexpensive, and they don't affect performance. So we got a micro ATX case because, well, if you get an ATX case and put a micro ATX board in it, it just makes no sense. I mean, I did it, but that's because I'm gonna upgrade my motherboard later. Now, the motherboard we're gonna use is the Gigabyte GAH11OMA Micro ATX LGA1151 motherboard, which is a Skylake board and soon to be Kaby Lake board, because Kaby Lake is rumored to support LGA1151. So now the motherboard doesn't affect performance at all. So this is the cheapest, the most inexpensive LGA1151 motherboard that fits all of our components and is still good. It's only $50. Now the case currently is out of stock because it's so popular, because it's about $25 to $30, which is very cheap, and it has a blue LED fan. So I don't have the exact price, but whatever. Now for the CPU, we're gonna go with an Intel Pentium G4400, which is about $60 currently, and it is amazing for the price. It's one of the cheapest Skylake, or the cheapest Skylake CPU there is. I have it in my build. It's amazing. Now, if you have a higher budget, I'd recommend either an i3 6100 or an i5 6600. Don't get the K overclocking units. It's about $20 to $30 more, and this motherboard does not support overclocking. Now, for the RAM, I went with a set of Kingston HyperX Fury Blacks, 2 4GB 6 for 8 GB. Now 8 GB is the sweet spot for gaming. You could go with 16 gigabytes if you have about $30 more. But be sure to only have 2 RAM modules. Now, either 2 or 1, because this motherboard only supports 2 RAM slots. Well, only supports 2 RAM sticks because it only has 2 RAM slots. Now, also, we are also going with, for storage, a Western Digital Caviar Blue 1 terabyte. Oh god, puberty. Voice cracks all day. 7200 RPM internal hard drive. That's the name of it. It's about $40. It's 1 terabyte. It's not a fast SSD, which I have, but it offers a lot of storage. 1 terabyte. My SSD is 240 gigabytes. I need to spend another $50 on 1 terabyte hard drive, but just go with it. Just go with a hard drive. Just stick with the hard drive. I personally have never used over 1 terabyte of hard drive space, but 240 gigabytes will not cut it if you're just going to use that forever and not upgrade. Now, the graphics card is what makes or breaks a PC. You could have a $10 graphics card with a $1,700 CPU, and it will be horrible at gaming, just terrible. So you always need to spend money on your graphics card. Now, for a graphics card, for a budget, never go below $100. If you do, you're gonna get horrible price to performance. Now, the graphics card we're getting is the XFX Radeon R7 360, which is about a GTX 750 Ti. Now, currently, right now, with mail-in rebate, it's $80, but without it, it's $100, which is perfect. It's in that sweet spot. It's amazing. It will run most games 1080p 60 frames per second if they're not too demanding. Minecraft will run 1080p 60 frames per second with shaders. Unturned will run about high to ultra settings 60 frames per second, and Counter-Strike will run 4K 60 frames per second from what I've seen on benchmarks. So this is pretty good for those not very demanding games. Now, if you want to play like very demanding games like 4K GTA 5, this is not the card for you. But you're obviously not going to get that on a budget oriented gaming PC. Now, without the power supply, you cannot run your PC. So I went with the minimum amount. It's an EVGA 430 watt, 80 plus certified ATX power supply, which will fit the case fine, and all your components support it. So you might not need to upgrade your power supply unless you have more demanding stuff like a GTX 1080 and an i7 6700K. In that case, you definitely need a more powerful power supply. So this is just the PC. Now, this totals, again, about $320 to $350. Now, keep in mind that's just the computer, alright? Now, if you want to go for a full setup and you don't have a monitor or peripherals, keyboard, mouse, you're going to need to spend a bit more. Now, for the monitor, I'd recommend anything about $90 to $130. That's full 1080p. Maybe has built-in speakers if you don't want to buy a headset or speakers. And if you want to use your PC for competitive gaming like CS:GO, go for a TN panel, so less input lag. But if you don't care about that, want to do some casual gaming, maybe like League of Legends and Minecraft, some Terraria, go with an IPS panel, which has amazing colors. I'm not sure how to explain it, but if you compare a tan and an IPS monitor, you will see the difference in colors and input lag if you have a good tan monitor and a bad IPS monitor. So yeah. Now, for the keyboard and mouse, I'd recommend to go for a Cooler Master Storm Devastator, which is about $30. It has a keyboard and a mouse. It lights up, which is a plus, and it's $30 for mouse and keyboard. Granted, the keyboard is membrane, but there aren't many good, amazing, great options for mechanical keyboard at $30. There are, definitely. I have a $40 mechanical keyboard, but it comes with a mouse, and we all need a mouse. Now, if you don't have a mouse pad, you're kind of in trouble. The Devastator mouse is an optical mouse, and it won't track well on many substances except a mouse pad. So get a mouse pad, but if you have a laser mouse, still get a mouse pad. If you don't, using the mouse often will hurt the bottom of the mouse and kind of scratch up the desk a little. So get a mouse pad. Get maybe a $5 mouse pad or a $10 extended mouse pad. So yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it. If you want to go streaming and YouTubing, I don't know if that's a word. Go look at my other video of some nice budget gear for streaming and becoming a YouTuber, and pair it up with this. So, anyways, guys, see you guys later. Bye.